Which is shocking to hold with you, right?
Well, McKay will say something to me. I'm like, you're not bossing me. Even though it's something stupid, like, can you give me a cup of water? You're not bossing me.
Mine was, I sure he'll say something to me and I'll say bye.
Yeah.
You know, for me,
So,
it's my way of getting her to laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm hungry.
that's better. I do a more modern one. I was like,
Neither one of them are very nice.
no, they're not.
Okay, so is it on for real? You know, we're recording.
just also on this
Right. Just tell us your names. This is for for grandma and grandpa. I know they know who you are, so anyway, do they want?
So Jennifer and
Inigo Montoya.
McKay.
McKay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so just tell us something that you have really liked about living in Florida. This is a question I've actually asked your kids, so you'll get to hear what they said about what they liked about living in Florida.
Are you tapping me because you want me to go first?
Yeah.
You ponder.
I mean, I could answer for you if you want, but I think you should probably go.
I really like all of the nature in Florida. I really like getting out in that water. Paddleboarding for sure. The scene, um, all the animals, armadillos. The first time that we came here on base,
Mhm.
which is when we knew we should live on base, um, we saw an armadillo on the side of the road, and I accidentally screamed in the car and told McKay to pull over, and I jumped out and was following this armadillo around. But
Because you'd never seen one in Texas. Everybody saw one in Texas, and you were so sad.
yeah,
And then the first time we were there in Florida, you saw one right away.
yeah. So I think nature. But McKay thought that was pretty funny. You've never heard me scream that fast, that loud, just out of
I
nowhere.
don't think she's ever screamed like that. I was like, just like pure joy that apparently I've never provided that for her. Just that's that first time I heard that. I never since.
Nature, I think.
I could agree. I think that Florida is a fun place for sand and surf and all the beautiful stuff. I get to wear my hot weather uniforms here, so that's really nice. Really breezy. So,
That may end.
huh?
Oh, definitely gonna end.
Oh yeah, no more hot weather uniforms. Yeah, I gotta buy all my cold stuff that I don't have. Yeah.
Very good. We did ask your kids what their favorite food is and what their favorite dessert was.
Mm.
You can answer those just for fun.
Oh yeah.
They'll like hearing it.
Cucumbers and popcorn.
Together.
Oh,
Hasn't changed.
so
Favorite food.
The dessert was popcorn?
I guess the dessert would be the chocolate like cake, like those Matilda chocolate cakes. I really like those.
It's gotta be like
Those big old
five
chocolatey
types of
ones.
chocolate,
Oh,
10 layers thick. Like
Mhm. Yeah,
that's chocolate on chocolate. That's
those are good.
Man, I'm gonna be really boring because I don't have good answers for anything.
Mine was cucumbers and popcorn.
But
Yeah.
I'm not picky. Honestly, I like food just in general. So
For a type of food you like the one? Mexican,
mm,
seafood.
What about like the Cuban food here recently, or
yeah, it's been good.
Vegetarian.
I think my favorite dessert is still one of my favorite desserts at least is like homemade peach cobbler with like ice cream, like fresh, like hot peach cobblers and vanilla ice cream. I think that's one of my favorites. I can only say that.
What, if anything, makes you nervous about your move to England? Now, this is something we did ask your kids too, by the
getting
way.
told that we're not going?
Until we're on the plane going there, it's always like, are we actually going? I have this piece of paper in my hand that says I'm supposed to be going, but we just had that for Germany and now it's England.
If you
Yeah, so I think just there's always the unknown. I really have felt pretty good about this whole process in general. I think it's been really smooth for us from the military point of view. It's been very easy to schedule our moving and our tickets and everything. And going to England, I actually have felt very much that it's where we should be going. Um, recently, just with a lot of things that have fallen into place so quickly for us, and just the support we have there and everything that's being worked on. So I'm actually feeling pretty peaceful at the move. It's everything that's here that feels chaotic still. Florida has felt chaotic since we've been here in lots of ways, and I think I'm ready for that to just disappear. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, this is gonna sound kind of cheesy, but for me, when we were first told we were gonna go to Germany, that made me nervous. But I knew that because I had McKay, I was not as scared. And I think that still applies for England. Um, that because I've got McKay, he helps me not feel as nervous.
I thought you were
So
most worried about driving on the other side of the road.
I'm actually not.
I'm a little bit nervous about that. Yeah. Luckily, we'll be out. You know, we're not living in London. You know,
That's probably why I'm not nervous.
and it shouldn't be as crazy.
Pure history.
I think you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
So with that, how do you feel at this point in time in your family's existence? How do you feel like you guys are doing as a family?
It's question number 16, but we're going to push that ahead.
I hope that this is a pretty common feeling, but for most parents, maybe it's not, but I think it might be. Um, especially with our kids being older, I get pretty um discouraged in seeing my bad habits manifest in my kids. And then I beat myself up 'cause I'm so frustrated that I maybe passed a bad habit on to them. And so that's the part where I'm beating myself up. I get frustrated that I did that or that I'm not better for them. But I see the kids that we have in our family and how kind and funny and smart they are. And I'm just hoping that they can survive us. So I think they're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I think I think we have wonderful kids. Sometimes I don't think that. And then I reflect on what I was like as a teenager. I'm like, dang, we got good kids. We got really good kids. Um, I think as a family, you know, there's always room for improvement. I think we try to make that improvement. I think, again, Florida's been hard because I feel like both Jennifer and I have struggled so much as individuals um, in a lot of ways, and we've kind of had a lot of our own personal challenges that I think it's tough to put the care and attention to other areas. Um, I think that's one reason that we both kind of pushed to as hard as we could to have them reassign us as quick as possible, just because I think that there were so many things here that just kind of the stress and anxieties from dealing with those things we're just wanting to move kind of through and so we can physically kind of say, hey, we've gone past these things now, we're okay, let's get this taken care of. And that's what I hope we can improve on as a family, more of the unity instead of the individual person, because I think that's maybe where I feel like we could grow, and I hope our opportunity coming up allows us to do that.
Maybe we should explain Florida.
He's got to change the battery.
Is it that?
Well, no, since it's clicked off.
You want to hit pause on here?
It's okay.
Well, something's,
Are we still recording on there?
there's a red, big red thing I can center that.
I think we're still for
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Sorry, it could be a timely one. They overheat sometimes too.
Let's make sure.
let me make sure. Editing in this, clearly.
That's okay.
Okay.
As long as it still says that it's still recording on the side.
Yeah, that does it. Let's say stop.
All right, we got it.
Perfect. Okay. Do you have anything else you want to about this?
Explain
That ended perfect. It clicked right when I was done.
Okay.
Is this kind of explain a little bit what makes you excited about moving to the UK? And you kind of explained it, but what are some of the things you're like, oh, we're so excited because
I think for me, um, I was really blessed to travel a lot growing up. I was blessed to travel when I was going through college, and I've been blessed to travel for work. And so I've gotten to see, I've been to 5 different countries in Asia. I've been to Africa. I've been to a lot in Europe. And so I've gotten to see and meet people from all over the world. I think growing up, that really allowed me to um, relate and to just appreciate the diversity of people that are on the planet. It's very easy for us when we talk about, oh yeah, those people over there, those people, and you just kind of dehumanize them in a certain way. It's like not my problem, but it's like when you have that opportunity to walk with them, to share a meal with them, to help them through something, you really get appreciation for them. I'm hoping that that year, at least before Aiden moves and on, um, that that can be a time for my kids to get some of that. Um, get to know people from different walks of life who've lived a completely different um, existence, essentially, and learn to appreciate those brothers and sisters that they have all over the world.
Yeah, and I think my favorite thing about anywhere we go is just soaking up what's around us. And it's expensive, to go over to Europe. So this is a great opportunity for us with a big family to be just in it and to be able to go and soak up things that we would normally get to see. So I'm excited about that. Keep telling the kids that I really want to go and camp in a Bedouin tent in the Sahara Desert. So I think I don't even care if sidewalk is here, Sahara Desert is here. We will be in the Sahara Desert. So,
They will love it.
I think you're right on. I think you can't really comprehend a culture until you've lived there for a while. It's not a vacation time. It's a year or more before you actually understand the culture. So I totally agree.
So let me ask this for your kids too. What do you really miss about your Florida war or your Florida friends?
Mm.
If anything, in some.
mm, I feel like being in the military, every place that I go, I collect a few friends, a few people. And really appreciate and I miss those immediate connections. But I do think that one of the things that the military has helped me to be more okay with is those people coming and going because, I have a friend in Utah I still talk to. I have a friend in Arizona I talk to. I've got a friend in Texas I talk to. We have friends in Alaska. We have friends in England where we're going. We've got friends in um, Germany, that we're going to see. And we're actually uh, going to see if we can go and visit them. That we have, the military community is so small, and then the LDS military community is so much smaller. Um, and so it feels like every time that we go someplace, it's a blessing to collect a couple more people. And then how exciting it is to see them again. Um, we have some friends right now in Israel, and they went through some of the scariness of when the war first started out there. Um, and it'd be really thrilling to be able to see them again and to um, I don't know. I just feel blessed that I get to be concerned about all these people and be interested in all these people. And so most of the people here in Florida that are my friends and in our ward have moved on. So I'm excited to see where they're heading and I don't know, just kind of keep in touch. It's kind of nice this world that's so advanced that I can still talk to them and see them and see what they're doing.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think we gain more members of our family everywhere we go. I think both the wards we've had the opportunity to be part of have been wonderful. I think we've made good friends in both both places, and honestly, I think we've had some of the greatest blessings um, given to us through those board members here that I think that we've almost ever received as a family. I think the caringness of the people here, um,
Yeah.
and their, you know, their strength and their desire to not let people drown. I think they has been um, incredibly wonderful. I'm gonna miss Jen's with the kids a lot and with me somewhat and everything, but I'm also with the people I work with, um, and probably more than my family, unfortunately, as it goes when you work as much. But I'll miss I miss my um, military friends too. But I mean, some of the people that we've talked about are people that um, we've worked with, and again, wherever you go, the church is there. The military is a lot like the church in that way. Everybody knows that we only have each other, that we're all away from family, that we all, when something bad happens to us, we can't call our parents, say, hey, we need a hand. And so, um, for me, as someone who oversees a lot of these young kids, and now they're so close. They're so close to my kids' age. I got kids that are coming in and don't know how to change a flat tire, and they're 18 years old. They don't do this, and so it's me during my lunch break out in the parking lot helping these kids or these things, and they feel like my kids too.
Girls that don't have their dads here.
Girls that don't have their dads here that ask me to talk to their boyfriends to make sure they treat them right. Um, I get to spend a lot of time with a lot of people, and I'm very blessed to know such wonderful individuals. And I miss those people when I go because they do become like family. And as I age, certain people are like my brothers and my sisters, but I feel more and more as I get old that I see them as my kids almost. And so um, I'm grateful for those people and how they touched my life and allowed me to be in theirs.
Which might be leads right up to this. It says, "What experiences have you had here that have really been important to you?" And maybe you've already said them. If you feel like you have, you don't have to think of any.
So I don't know. I don't want to like make the motorhome like an important thing because it was not important. It was, like bottom of the levels, stupid. So,
Here's how I think we say them all. So we won't go into too much detail, but
then they'll understand better.
we've mentioned floor's been hard. It's been hard because,
We were
like Jen
homeless.
said, when we first arrived and we came house hunting, we went and looked at all these houses. It was very difficult. The market was insane here. When we went on base and when we were driving around base housing, we had such a feeling of peace and we had such a prompting that this is where we needed to be. Um, so we did what we could to make that work. And base housing wasn't available. They said it was going to be months. It ended up being 2 years, just so you know how long it took eventually when we're not on base. So we got a motorhome. We said this is going to be a stopgap. We're going to allow us to be here where we felt impressed we need to be. And I do think we need to be there. I think there are a lot of things that happened. I think specifically Jennifer, there were some roles that she was needed in. I think that specifically for her. Um, but I think the motorhome and our decision to do that, um, I think it taught our kids a lot of good lessons. Taught our kids to be flexible and resilient when things are tough and aren't convenient. And it's kind of been a plague on. Even still, I still have things I have to wrap up on it, even though it's sold. Um, and so, but I think it kind of symbolizes this period of growth that we needed as a family. Some hardships, maybe we need to be humbled a little bit. Um, but I think that that is probably our biggest anger spot. But I think when we truly look at it, a lot of lessons were learned that we'll use and value for the rest of our lives. She won't.
It's like
Um,
We asked your kids a question about what we're going to ask you in a minute. They would say that they're resilient. We don't give up when stuff is tough. And we were like, okay, maybe that helped teach them that. They also said we've got each other's backs. It's your kids saying this, so maybe something that happened through you to them I don't know.
Yeah.
So just so you know, that's something that they said.
7 people and a dog and 150 square feet
Just saying.
for 8 months.
You gotta touch back because you're standing on. But anyway, here's something. What is something you really like about your family? And we asked all your kids this too, and they all had really good stuff. So what's something that you guys really like about your family?
I think they're a lot of fun. I think they're adventurous little group. I think that they, when push comes to shove, they aren't backing down from stuff. Even some of our kids are a little more higher energy. Once they kind of settle themselves down, uh,
You're still good? Okay.
so once they settle themselves down, I think that they realize that there's a lot of potential they have in themselves, and that they often live up to them. Aiden is a lot of fun. He's getting older and he's starting to become a young man. Ethan is so smart and is very sweet with Pippa and very kind. Andrew is so energetic about everything in life and just has
Yeah.
such energy for it. And Caitlin, she's just so sweet, and I'm starting to see her personality really starting to wake up. But I mean, she wants everything everybody else does. All three older brothers, she wants to do every single thing they're doing. Even doing this cave swimming, and she's not the strongest swimmer yet, which is okay, Caitlin. Do you see this? But she wants to get in there and do it. And even though she doesn't have this much skill as the older boys do, she's still willing to try it. Pippa is just Pippa right now. She's figuring her little 4-year-old self out. And even she is a lot of fun, even though she is quite the personality right now. So she's a challenger. I think she's one of those ones that if uh if you push against her, she pushes back. She pushes back that energy. She matches your energy until she realizes, which takes a lot, that she maybe was wrong, and then she will tell you that she's sorry. And I think that's pretty great for a 4-year-old. Okay, okay, I'm sorry. So I think that it's they're a lot of fun.
I echo on that.
Yeah.
I think that thing I love about my family is I feel like they're strong. I do. And they're not perfect, and we aren't perfect parents, so I could never expect them to be. Um, and even if we were perfect parents, it still doesn't matter. Everybody's their own. But I do think they're strong. I think that they're gonna remember remember the things that they've done and accomplished, and they're gonna be able to share that strength with other people when they need it too.
Very good.
You're not done yet? Hang on.
Okay.
So my things um,
Yeah.
this is grandma and grandpa, Steve Grandma's and Sloan and Alan. There's your time, so do whatever you want.
Hmm.
We sure miss you guys. We wish that we could come and um, do all this in person. So sorry that we can't, but hope that you guys are able to enjoy some of our adventures that you see online, and I hope that you get to enjoy some of the fun footage that you guys see on here. And we're so very grateful for everything that you guys have done and have allowed us to get to where we are. We have a lot of people in our corner, and know that you guys are some of those people in our corner. So I love you guys.
Great.
That's it.
I wish you could be there. I want to say thank you as someone who is adopted into your family. Um, since the first time I met any of you, Auditor felt as welcomed and loved. Despite how things started for our little family, um, I never felt anything but just acceptance. And I don't think that has dwindled in the least throughout the years. And I love you all for everything that you constantly do for our family. Appreciate you, and hopefully see you soon.
Very good. And just so you know, this grandma and grandpa, you two have done yourselves proud.
Yep.
You really have. We love your whole family.